Back in 2008, vampires were at the center of pop culture. Stephenie Meyer's Twilight Saga was dominating bookstores and movie theaters, and HBO launched its own bold contribution to the supernatural craze with True Blood. Premiering on September 7, 2008, the series offered a provocative, adult spin on vampire mythology that helped solidify the bloodsucker boom of the late 2000s and early 2010s. It's easy to forget how different the media landscape was at the time. Netflix was still mailing DVDs. The Dark Knight had just reinvented superhero cinema, and animated hits like Kung Fu Panda were brand new. Vampires had appeared in pop culture for centuries, but they weren't the billion-dollar juggernaut they'd soon become. True Blood played a huge role in changing that, reimagining the vampire myth. At its core, True Blood put a unique spin on urban fantasy. Instead of lurking in the shadows, vampires in this world revealed themselves to humanity after the creation of a synthetic blood substitute. This great revelation forced mortals and immortals to navigate uneasy coexistence, with some vampires eager to integrate and others refusing to abandon their predatory nature. On paper, it sounds outrageous, especially as the series later introduced werewolves, fairies, and other supernatural beings. Yet, what gave the show its weight was the backdrop of the American South. By rooting the fantasy in Louisiana, True Blood became more than just pulpy entertainment. It became a story about identity, prejudice, and the struggles of communities to coexist. The supernatural allegories gave audiences fresh ways to engage with real-world issues. HBO's unexpected hit. The gamble paid off. Over its 7-season run, True Blood became one of HBO's most profitable original dramas. Between DVD sales, global distribution, syndication, and streaming subscribers, the series helped push vampires into the billion-dollar territory on television. And it didn't stop there. While the CW's The Vampire Diaries began development around the same time, the success of True Blood proved there was serious money in serialized vampire storytelling. The Vampire Diaries went on to create a multi-show franchise that lasted nearly a decade, while other projects like What We Do in the Shadows and AMC's Interview with the Vampire have carried the genre into the modern streaming era. A genre reinvented. Part of the lasting appeal lies in how vampire stories were updated for the 21st century. Instead of relying solely on gothic castles and dusty legends, these series injected humor, romance, and contemporary struggles. Watching immortal beings grapple with smartphones, small-town politics, and modern relationships gave the genre new life. Of course, True Blood wasn't the only player in this transformation. Buffy the Vampire Slayer and its spin-off Angel had already laid groundwork in the late 90s and early 2000s. Meanwhile, Meyer's Twilight series, selling over 160 million books worldwide, brought the vampire versus werewolf dynamic into mainstream obsession. But True Blood distinguished itself by being darker, more mature, and more daring than its contemporaries.